And a happy Monday morning to everybody watching here on KXAN Live. I'm Will Dupree coming to you from the KXAN Live studio on what is a very cool, rainy day, but I don't have to tell any of you all that. I'm sure if you've looked out your window or stepped outside anywhere this morning, you felt that chill. You may have even had to fire up your heater. We have not done that at our house right now, but the question definitely has come up. And we are bringing in meteorologist Rich Siegel for a bit of a weather Q&A today. And Rich, what a cold, rainy start it is to this work week.
As predicted.
As predicted. You all were very correct about that.
That cold front came in yesterday morning between 10 and 11. It was right on time, and the temperature dropped about 30 degrees between the front's arrival and late in the afternoon, when the temperatures fell into the 40s and 50s because of that biting north wind. And what also was expected was that we would have periods of rain. The rain is about to wrap up for this particular go around, and we've had about a week's worth of rain. It's been wonderful. Exactly what the doctor ordered.
It's been amazing to see just how well that's treated at the garden at my house. They've very much appreciated the extra little bit of rain, but a big week ahead, because tomorrow is, of course, October 31st, which means Halloween. A lot of families out there are preparing for if they need to add a coat onto their kid's costume this year. So let's just get started there. Tell us about what to expect tomorrow.
It'll be much nicer tomorrow weather-wise than it is today. Halloween will start out with some scattered clouds and no rain on Tuesday morning, and then gradually, as we work our way through the afternoon, you can see that we break out in sunshine at 5 o'clock. Well, actually, that sun will start arriving during the early part of the afternoon, so that by 5 o'clock we may even be completely sunny, but I've thrown that icon in with that cloud atop the sun just because it could still be mostly sunny as opposed to just completely sunny. But the temperature, if you start your trick-or-treating at 5 o'clock, will be in the mid-50s, stay in the mid-50s through the 6 o'clock hour. That's the Austin forecast. Now, out in parts of the hill country and maybe in a few low-lying areas off to the east, temperatures may start out in the upper 40s. And then at 7 o'clock, upper 40s to low 50s under a clear sky. Nice. And for the end of candy collecting, when you're done and you've eaten half your bag, and still have half your bag to go, most of our temperatures will be in the mid to upper 40s. The good news, too, is that this strong north wind that we have today, we're getting wind gusts in excess of 20 to 25 miles an hour. But as we get into tomorrow and high pressure moves further away from us, then the wind speeds will start to subside.
And here's another look at the day of Halloween forecast. Temperatures in the 50s there.
That's the forecast side. That should happen around 3, 4 o'clock, and then we'll start cooling off once the sun gets out into the western sky. So this is why I've got the 5 o'clock temperature in about 56.
All right. So overall, looks like a pretty nice forecast for Halloween, and we won't have to include any umbrellas with those costumes out there.
No umbrellas, but to your point, before we showed the graphic, some may need a coat or a jacket, something, to keep the chill away. And so because, even with that 52-degree temperature, there'll still be a lighter north wind, but it'll still be a north wind. It won't be a warming wind. It'll be a cooling wind.
All right. Well, we hope that will help a lot of families out there plan out the rest of their day. I don't have any particular costumes. We're buying some candy a little bit later today to be able to pass out. We haven't had too many trick-or-treaters in the years prior to this.
I've had none.
I know. So hopefully, fingers crossed, there will be a few more kids that will knock on the door and we'll pass out some candy. So we'll have some good stuff, and hopefully they'll stop by tomorrow. But every Monday morning, we usually start off with a bit of a weather Q&As. A lot of people out there send us weather-related questions. You get them in your inbox, Rich, and then forward them on to me. And we want to address a few more of those in addition to the Halloween forecast. So let's get into that. Question number 2. Question number 1, of course, was what to expect for Halloween. But question number 2 here comes from Julie. And she says, I think your news is the best, but this part makes me laugh. But please, for the love of all things holy, stop hyping rain chances. It's truly like dangling a delicious steak in front of a starving man. Wow.
She's right.
Yeah, true.
The unfortunate part is the rain totals, and she's not talking about, because I read it again, she's talking about how much rain will fall, not the actual rain probability, but how much rain. And there are a few models that we use to show you projected rain totals, and this is what we're showing. because we know that the algorithm will make it a change. Depends on where the rain falls, where the rains are heaviest, like we saw in times over the weekend. The heaviest rains were over the hill country. And this is why I always say when I see that graphic come up and it's showing some 5 and 6 and 7 inch rain totals, like, no, that's not going to happen. More times than not, it will not happen. But we ask you to use those maps as guidance that rain is forecast for the area. And if you listen, sometimes when I see these rain totals of about 3 to 5 inches, I'm always ready to go back on the conservative estimate of, let's, for example, in this latest go round from yesterday to today, about 1/2 an inch to 1.5 inches, and that's what we had. So just please use it as guidance. But if you feel like we're still hyping it too much, drop me a line, and I'll let our other folks know to stop doing that.
Any feedback is always appreciated.
Yes, and I really did appreciate her question and her comment about the state. Because, some people just see it, but they don't hear what we're talking about. And using it as, okay, my gosh, we're going to get 6.42 inches of rain between now and 7 days from now. But, it'll change several times.
All right. Well, Julie,
we will do our best to not hype it so much, but thank you for the question.
All right, so moving on to the third question of the morning from Ken here. He says he's still getting flickering storm radar images in the live weather app.
I feel for you, sir. I did reach out to the person that I bounce these questions off of. His name is Robert Sims. He's one of our technical experts here. He is still working with the developer to try to figure out what the problem is, but he still doesn't have an answer. We are endeavoring to get you an answer because we want your radar images to be clean. So just give us a little more time to work on this. Fortunately, we're not in the severe weather season now because that would make it even worse. But we are continuing to try to get an answer for you. And if it happens again, let me know.
We have had a few little technical questions that have come into you over these last few weeks that we've done these Q&As.
I don't have the technical answers. As most people here know, I'm not the technical expert, but I know who to ask. And, when I saw your email, Ken, I bounced it off of Robert, who says he's been working with you on this. So please, again, give us a little more time to try to find it because that's our goal.
Yeah, and we appreciate that feedback too. Our final question comes from Malia, and she writes, please, especially when reporting severe weather warnings for eastern Travis County, include the name Hornsby Bend if our area is impacted.
Yes. Now, Amelia, I did some work yesterday to try to figure out if Hornsby Bend shows up in that list of cities east of downtown Austin when we draw the cone or the squall line and extend it out, and I didn't see it. So I have sent an email to David and Kristen and Sean and Nick, letting them know if you've got something that is close to the Del Valley area, for example. Hornsby Bend is close to that. I think Hornsby Bend is a little north of Del Valley, if I remember her email from yesterday. So we will do a better job of serving your area, we promise.
See, whenever you speak up and say something, things can change. That's always a great thing.
I enjoy reading each and every email that we get. There are some that's like, I need to find out from somebody else how to best answer this question because sometimes my answers are a little too complicated. I need to boil it down. But we appreciate each and every email. We look at each and every email that is sent to KXAN, reported at KXAN.com, and it's always good to know what is on your mind so that we can do a better job of serving you. That's our number one goal.
Well, and I hope that if anybody's watching this, if you have a question that you would like us to address during one of these Q&As on our Monday mornings here on KXAN Live, send them our way. Rich, do you mind sharing your email address out there for people to possibly get in touch with you?
Richard.Segal, S-E-G-A-L, at KXAN.com. Or if you forget that one, it's still good if you go to reportit, R-E-P-O-R-T-I-T, at KXAN.com.
Lots of ways to get in touch with us, and we appreciate everybody who does because it only helps, inform our decision making, helps us get better and respond to you all better, and get you all the information that you need.
And last week and over the weekend, we kept getting reported on the amount of rain that fell in your gardens.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate them. We appreciate the pictures. and the movies. You send us a picture, you send us a movie, we're going to send you an email back that asks you to give us permission to use it. And it's not very complicated to fill out. I think there are 2 things that you have to do.
Yeah.
But it's something that standards and practices or law and practices, somebody said that we should do that. So you'll get a bounce back with that. And then once you send that approval, then we can put it on the air. But thanks for always sending the pictures and the videos to us.
And as you're getting your kids ready tomorrow for Halloween, send us those pictures too, because that brightens our day for sure.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Meteorologist Rich Siegel, thank you for joining us and for doing this, sharing these answers for people's questions. We appreciate it.
I just want to stress this fact. If you send us some Halloween costumes tomorrow, we'll try to get some on the air on Wednesday. I know one of our Mets, she just loves when we get the pictures of the children. She loves to put them on TV. She won't be here on Wednesday. She's on vacation. And we're talking about Kristen, of course, our dear Kristen.
Yeah.
So if you send it to us, we will bounce back that approval email, and then that will allow us to put some of them on TV.
Another reason to tune in on Wednesday morning. All right, Rich, thank you for being here. We appreciate it as always.
Thank you, Will.
All right, everybody, that's Rich Siegel. I'm Will Dupree. We will see you back here at another time. Hope you all enjoy this cool weather out there and the rain too, and we'll talk to you soon. See you later.